Sometimes when someone gives me food, I pretend I can taste it. Not because I'm lying, but because it's such a complicated thing to explain in just one sentence. Because the questions will come firing back, I know it. I'm Darren. This is my life without taste and smell. I have absolutely pretended to react to food. I'm not ashamed. I'm not proud. It's just more efficient sometimes. Let me explain. Here's the thing. When you can't taste or smell, food becomes complicated. Not always emotionally complicated, sometimes just socially complicated. Someone gives you something and says, try this, it's amazing. And suddenly you've got a choice. Option 1, tell them the truth. I can't taste or smell anything, which then leads to nothing. No. Not even strong stuff. No. Could you taste chili? No. What about garlic? No. What about if something is really burnt? I mean, I would know eventually, but not in a fun way. And before you know it, you're 12 minutes deep into a conversation you didn't want to have. Or, option 2, take a bite and give a nod. You do the little face. You know the face. Everybody does it. Maybe a quiet and everybody moves on with their lives. Beautiful, efficient, no paperwork. And I've got levels to it now. If it's someone that I know well, I'll usually explain it to them. But if it's someone I don't know, or someone I'm likely to never see again, they'll say, what do you think? And I'll say, yeah, that's lovely. Just hoping they don't quiz me. But based on what? Vibes, texture, appearance? That's all I've got. But the funny thing is, I'm not reacting to the flavour. I'm reacting to the situation. Because I can still judge things, just not the way most people do. I can tell if something is dry. I can tell if something is crunchy. I can tell if it's too soft. I can tell if the texture is weird. I can tell if something looks suspicious. And I can definitely tell if something has gone cold and sad. But when someone is waiting for a flavour reaction, that's when the acting begins. Someone gives me a biscuit and watches my face like they're waiting for a Michelin review. And I'm thinking, right, chew, nod, do not overdo it. You cannot answer any questions. This is one of those situations that falls between awkward and funny. And I don't know which one is more than the other. But the big thing is not to overdo it. If you go big, they will ask you questions. I can't answer them. You can't be like, oh wow, that cinnamon really pulls through. Because now you're in character and you've got to remember the plot that you're building for yourself. So sometimes I keep it vague. That's really nice. And then change the subject. But genuinely, I do this. If I'm with friends and family, they will probably already know. So they know not to ask me silly questions. But if it's someone I don't know very well, I don't want a bite of food to have me revealing my whole entire life. Because people are usually kind. They're just curious. But curiosity takes energy. And sometimes I don't have the energy or the inclination to explain everything. Sometimes I want to just eat whatever I'm eating, enjoy it the way I enjoy things, and just get on with my day. The worst one, though, is when they do actually start asking these questions, maybe unannounced. What is it you like about it? And inside, I'm like, oh no, I'm in danger. Because I've used up nice, I've used up lovely, I've used up the nod. Now I've got to improvise. So I go texture-based. Oh, I love the crunch. Safe. And I know some people might think, why not just tell everyone? And sometimes I do. But when you've lived with something for over 30 years, there's a time to explain and a time not to explain. And you make that decision based on the situation that you're in. I've had the conversation hundreds of times, so yes, sometimes I fake it. Not to be rude, not to deceive anybody, just because it's easier, it's more efficient. My life tends to carry on. So if you've ever given me food and I went, that's nice. Was I tasting it? No. Was I grateful? Yes, of course. Was I possibly acting? Also yes. Have you ever pretended to enjoy food just to avoid an awkward conversation? I can't be the only one.